No. Yes, I didn't expect for the services that I
That's largely through the consultant.
Any questions or board members? Any board members here? Let me make a few comments. I mean, I've gone to pretty much most of the board of ed meetings. And I have to say the thoughts on where the budget should be seem to be all over the place. I'm concerned with curriculum in this town. I don't know that they actually have a good handle on where curriculum is going. You know, the requests were, you know, who had different thoughts. There was, you know, do we have, you know, enough AP courses, or maybe we should have more AP courses? You know, my question would be, how about, what are the scores in the AP courses? You know, how many people are actually getting to take AP courses? But that was never a question. You know, we wanted to add foreign language, or, you know, what grade, and you know, we all want those things like this. There was, you know, there's the hall monitor, and we have all of it. I understand, you know, our most vulnerable children, but, you know, we're putting in a lot of money to protect them. I mean, we are spending $500,000, of which only half of it, $250,000, but you know, they're going to have leftovers now, which they don't have now. I'm concerned with the budget, I have to say. I'm concerned more for like feeling a consensus on this budget. The focus to me should be curriculum. It's great, world language. That'd be great. Well, what's the plan for that? Okay, what's the curriculum for that? How is that being built? Okay, was the technology budget built on a, you know, taking the curriculum into consideration? Was that all built that way? I'm not really sure. I didn't see the answer unless you didn't tell. I'll check my board, and I will ask you the questions in a minute. Those were my thoughts on it. It was, as all budget seasons are, I think it's pretty, I don't want to use the word ugly, but I just didn't think it was very respectful. That doesn't have anything to do with the numbers. But I didn't really think there was consensus on anything on the board. I don't think there was support on a lot of ideas by the superintendent. You know, so the budget, the superintendent went down one path, I think, and the board chose to go down another, and that's all well and fine. That's, you know, where they just kind of puts a, I think, no validation to the budget. So, you know.
In reviewing the material, and this stuff in my mind, is that it seems we're spending an awful lot of money on our school system. Here, on remedial. You know, we got paraprofessionals, certified people doing a lot of remedial work in all the grades. And I guess we've all gone crazy about security just because the grade system is safe. But, you know, for the last 100 years, we haven't had that. While the mathematics to it, maybe there's a probability we won't have this like that for another 100 years. So we just seem to be doing this. So we're now running with something like $15,000 per student for our education costs in this town.
Yeah,
And we've got special education of $2 million costs. Is that being funded by the state? And let's see if we get $2 million out of $1.8 million from the state. Is that in our education budget here? So am I saying the numbers here would be in addition to that 2 million?
I guess I'm not sure what you're talking about with that special education. And you can ask someone to answer that question.
What don't?
Yeah, we'll let them know. Just write it down and come back to the question.
I'm not sure of the question.
Do you want to, can you clarify the question? You don't understand that. The $2 million.
Well, somewhere I saw numbers where we got a grant, special education. Does that come from the state? Yes. And do we have all the education budget built around or including that number, or is the education budget in addition to that? Well, that's $2 million.
There's roughly $4 million for educational cost sharing that comes directly to the general fund. It's built into the revenues on the general fund. There are grants that do come directly to the Board of Education. There is Title I, Title II, and IDEA money. For the most part, much of those grants are used to reduce the Board of Education budget, but there are some items we cannot support the budget with. So to the largest extent we can offset the Board of Ed budget. When you go through the budget, for example, if you turn to the special education section of the budget, on page 5, you'll see that we're projecting special education to be almost 1.3 million, but we have $464,000 in grants that will come directly in to offset. We offset the Board of Education costs. Excess cost comes to the town as special ed money, and then we would use some IDEA money. But some of those grants have very specific requirements. Title I and Title II are specific to teachers, supplies, professional development, and what have you. So to the largest extent, we can reduce the Board of Ed budget by those grants we have without being in violation of the grants.
I observed also, we're spending $1 million a year on buses. That's a mandated thing we gotta do. Somebody should be able to figure out a way to do it cheaper.
Well, they're looking at,
Still meet the.
they are looking at software that's gonna.
One of the things we had talked about, you'll hear in 15, 16, is we will want to talk about busing software. Because right now it's all done manually, and the company who makes Munis Tyler Tech has a software program, and there are many out there. But as we move forward, that's another area we do need to automate. And just so you know, Ray, we spend for regular ed transportation about $700,000, and then we spend almost $300,000 on taking students largely out of the district that need services outside of the district.
We're also spending $700 plus $1,000 on tuition. Are those kids that are going to?
Well, some of it's madness. I mean, we're providing this item.
I understand.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff is mandated. I mean,
I understand, but it's outrageous. We're being mandated to have.
Many of these,
Somebody needs to bring it down.
$7.99 special ed tuition is specifically for students' needs. Dr. Gazavelli is obviously professor, but I, but that's really not optional.
I know, but it's out of control.
So, yeah, but there's nothing we can really do about that. I guess what I found more concerning in the budget is I believe, you know, we have had a reduction of. Are all those numbers in here?
They are,
I know they're in mine, but I don't know if they're in theirs.
they are. You go to the system-wide budget, the district-wide first tab,
have behind also. I mean, they, but it's interesting, and I don't understand, I know paras or whatever, they've gone up. So replacing our teachers with the paras, it's concerning. You know, I mean, I believe that teachers should be in front of the classroom. I totally in support of that fact.
What I'm going to say now is going to cause me to be sleeping on the couch, not be welcome at Easter or Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. And I want to point out that education, teaching, is kind of like a family industry. That since I retired, I've been teaching at the college level for 20 years. My wife spent her whole career in East End, teaching from the pre-K to the 5th and started the Title I program. My sister spent her whole career as an elementary teacher. I have 2 brother-in-laws who spent their career as teachers, and 1 sister-in-law who spent her career as a teacher. However, I think the job of the Board of Finance is not to spend its time micromanaging the Board of Education budget, but to make a judgment, hopefully an informed judgment, about what is an adequate and sustainable level of spending. So sitting here and talking about whether they want to spend on paraprofessionals or
No, I.
dog catchers or whatever, I think is not, in fact, our job. However, given, I believe we have this year an opportunity that we have not had for several years, maybe many years. And that is that the state spending formula, if I understand it correctly, allows us not to have to grant any increase. In fact, allows us to adopt about a $90,000 decrease in the Board of Ed budget. And so I propose that rather than hassling about all the nuts and bolts and little details, I propose that as a policy, if we approve only a Board of Ed budget up to the amount specified by the state formula, which would, in all honesty, amount to about an $800,000 cut from their proposed budget. However, as we have discussed earlier this evening, we're faced with not necessarily the need, but perhaps the desirability, or at least we have to make it. We have to make provision for the fact that we're going to have to spend on the elementary school just to open its doors and make it safe. We have a very major project that the voters may or may not approve, but we have to plan for the eventuality that they might approve it. And so far as I can see, the prudent course this year, given the fact that we can do it, is to hold the Board of Ed to the state funding level, and we would not be, if I remember my newspaper reading correctly, we would not be the only town to have chosen to do this. So that's my proposal, and like I say, I'm going to be sleeping on the couch and eating